Good evening, guys and girls. Welcome to INVENIRE, the open day and introductory session of the Mora Esports community in 2022. I'm Tinti Dilshara, the moderator for today's event. I hope every one of you is having an amazing day. Well, if you haven't figured it out already from the flyers that we share these days, this event is exclusive for you 21 batch newbies. You're going to learn about our amazing, fun community. You learn about the vibrant and crazy events here at MEC and how you can play in them with your friends and even help in participating to make these events a reality. Everything will be covered from A to Z. But that's not all, folks. After a small introductory session, we will be having some fun events that you all registered to play Valorant, PUBG, CODEM, and Apex Legends. So stick around for that. Now that we got our introduction out of the way, we can officially start off INVENIRE. So to welcome you properly and give you an introduction to MEC, I would like to officially invite a very special person. We don't call him the God for any reason. No. Because of his exceptional gameplay and amazing personality, there is no other person perfect to be appointed as the chairperson of the Mora Esports community. Chasile Vitanage, also known as Vigil, the stage is yours.
Well. Thank you, Tiniti. Yes. So, good evening, everyone. And it's a great pleasure to meet you all here and the newly recruited gamers to Mora Esports from the 21st batch. So, I see there are lots of people have joined with today's session. So, we have organized some fun events for you guys after these introductory sessions. So, trust me, you will enjoy tonight. So, also, I would like to say this will be a remarkable day in your gaming life in the University of Mora Tour, as from now onwards, you will be invited to play all the tournaments which will be organized by Mora Esports. So before starting this introductory session, I'd like to welcome three personalities who are joining with us today. First, Dr. Kayashan Amarasinghe, the lecturer in charge of Mora Esports. Sir, your presence is a pleasure to us. Next, there are two gaming personalities joining with us tonight. Kaumini Kavishka, you all know her as Pikachu, and Sampath Dushan, you might know him as Ahisa Kolla. So they will talk to you guys later in this session. So some of you might know what Mora Esports and some of you may not. So let me give you a small introduction about Mora Esports. So this is an esports community established in the University of Mora Tour back in 2020. And this is exclusively for the students who are passionate in esports. I may not be wrong if I say this as a platform for you guys to showcase your talents in gaming. We are organizing tournaments throughout the year, covering lots of esports titles, and warmly invite you guys to play those tournaments, be a winner, and add your name to the Hall of Fame Mora Esports Discord server. You might be wondering what is Hall of Fame? So in our Discord server, if you scroll down, you may see a category called Hall of Fame. That is where all the winners of our previous tournaments have been recorded. So once you win, we will add you up. Not only you can participate in our tournaments, but also you can support us in organizing committees. Step by step, you will gain experiences, and in 2 years' time, you will be the governing body of Mora Esports. So I think that's enough for me. See you guys in our tournaments. Thank you. Over to you, Tiniti.
Thank you, Chasila. So hope you all got a clear idea of our community. All right, guys. Now it's time to invite someone who is very important here at MEC. He is the lecturer in charge of Mora Esports and a senior lecturer at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. To address our gathering here, I would like to welcome Dr. Kayashan Amarasinghe. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tiniti. And thank you, Chasila, for inviting me to this session. So I'm not going to speak for a long time because we have limited time as well. But let me give you some brief history type of speech. Right. So I have been an undergraduate like you all some time back, about 13, 14 years back. But back then also we used to have online LAN gaming sessions, and we used to have even a Facebook group, but we didn't have anything organized like this. Right? So Chasila and the team, because have done an amazing job. It's very important to have an organization like this because it will open up new avenues to everyone. So I hope these newcomers who are here, the 21 batch, they will make use of this opportunity like Chasila and the team has done so, and the 20 batch has done so. Right? So the 21 batch, I hope that you will not only join in the gaming sessions, but also join in the organization of these activities and making sure that you carry on this group to your junior batches in the future as well. So yeah, I'm not going to talk a long time. So I hope that you will enjoy this session and all the coming sessions. I'm sure that now, even though I haven't played any of these new games, I know how fun it is to play computer games and how fun it is to play mobile games. And so I hope that you all enjoy these sessions and make sure that you learn something out of it as well. Organizing skills, presentation skills, communication skills. You can learn so many things, right? So even reaction time, that's also something that you can learn out of this. So make best use of this opportunity and make sure that you participate in the sessions depending on whatever you like. Right? So wish you guys all the best. Thank you again for inviting me, and I hope that I'll meet you again. And so all these junior batches as well, I hope that I'll meet you in similar sessions in the future, when you organize these sessions to your junior batches as well. So keep working on this. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today amidst all the work you put on hold for us. So thank you once again. Next up, we're going to go a little deeper into what makes our community tick. So for that, I would like to introduce the Vice Chairperson of the Mora Esports community. He is someone who is always there for you in academics and on the battlefield. Naveen Lienerge, also known as Singularity, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Tiniti. I just went over to the Discord server and I saw a bunch of students, as in there are a lot of you. I am truly honored and truly happy as a vice chairperson of the Mora Esports community to see a bunch of enthusiastic individuals who have joined us in this journey. So what I would like to talk about is I would like to briefly introduce you to the historical milestones in our community. So how we started, how we got to the place that we are here today. So myself, including some of my friends, we just wanted something like this to happen because in our university, instead of Mora Tour, we didn't find any esports type of organization for gamers to get together and collaborate with each other and play tournaments. So we understood that there was a necessity for a club and an organization to be established in our university so that gamers can contribute themselves to the university and quite frankly, we need to create a platform for all the gamers in our university. So the result was Mora Esports. So this community is fairly new. For around 2 years, it has existed. We started on the 31st of December, 2020. And on the top left, rather top bottom corner, you can see Mora Esports community, that the first ever university-based esports fraternity. That was the first flyer that we designed. When we published that flyer, we didn't expect a lot of members to join, but quite frankly, a lot had happened over the years, and we were able to accommodate and recruit a lot of members to our community. I think as of now, with all of you, all the 21st batch recruits as well, we have a community over 700 members that we are proud of. So other than that, we have organized more than 10 events, 10 competitive events, and we have already organized a couple of fun activities as well, especially for season and especially some seasonal events. And one thing I would like to highlight here as well, we have also collaborated with other esports communities, especially with the University of Colombo, the Colombo esports community, as well as the Slit Gaming community. So we have collaborated with them as well. So if we go to the next slide. So another main thing that I would like to highlight here is probably some of you are familiar with that esports championship that is organized by GLK. So GLK is a premier organization in Sri Lanka that organizes esports competitive esports tournaments. So they annually organize Introductory Esports Championship. So one thing as directors that we wanted to happen and we want to achieve was to win the championship. So that was one of our targets. So because of that, we actually wanted that to happen. So we are truly honored to say that we were able to achieve that dream. We were able to win that esports championship last year in the year 2021. So we emerged as the champions. The University of Mora to emerge as the champions, and I think Mora Esports has contributed immensely towards that as well. So Vincia was our first tournament. That was a very humble start. We didn't have a lot of participants for that event. We had around 50, if I'm not mistaken. That was the first event. That was a PUBG mobile tournament that we organized. That was a very humble start that we had. And recently we had an event called ACS. And I think that was the first tournament that we collaborated with the other university as well. So next, I would like to speak about the structure of Mora Esports. I think that will be very important to all of you, because I think it will be important for all of you who are interested in gaming, as well as other people who are interested in working in teams and organizing stuff. So if you move on to the next slide, I believe you can see the structure of Mora Esports. So here, as you can see, Mora Esports has mainly 4 pillars. The reason I'm telling this is because it's important for all of you. If you are interested in organizing events with us, I think this will be really important for you to understand this concept of these pillars. So Mora Esports fundamentally has 4 pillars. It has an esports and events pillar, the creative pillar, the PR and production pillar, and the finance and administrative pillar. So the entire the community is based and developed from these pillars. So if you consider, I'm not going to in detail what these pillars are, because there are other personnel who are here with us today who will be explaining those kind of things in much more detail, but I will basically introduce you what these pillars are. So basically, the esports and events pillar is responsible in organizing esports tournament. So these are the people who are working under this pillar are involved in organizing of games. They are the people who come up with the concepts for new events, for new esports events, and these are the people who are involved in mainly the organizing procedure of a particular tournament. So the pillar has 3 subdivisions for mobile. We have the mobile esports division, we have the PC esports division, and we have another subdivision called the esports event management and logistics. So the next pillar is the creative pillar. If you probably have seen, if you have visited our Facebook page, and if you have seen our statuses on WhatsApp, you have seen probably a lot of flyers and a lot of captions. So when it comes to an event, it is necessary for all of us to deliver good content to our community, as in we have to inform them about what we are doing in our community. So for that, we need to create some graphical content, video materials, as well as editorial stuff as well. So all those kind of stuff which is related to in designing of flyers, designing of developing of videos, and all those kind of stuff, editorial stuff is handled in the creative pillar. So the PR and production pillar is also a fundamentally important pillar. The PR pillar involves the people who will be delivering the content of our content which is produced by the creative pillar to the outside world. So they are the people who are publishing our flyers and videos in social media platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, and as well as YouTube as well. So the production pillar is also a very important pillar in our community, because it's rather a sub pillar which comes under PR and production pillar. The production pillar basically handles the streams which are showcased on FB. So the last pillar is the finance and administration pillar. The more bureaucratic stuff is handled in that pillar, because for any community you need something like that to handle all the finance stuff as administration stuff as well. So it has the finance, administration, and secretarial and HR divisions as well. So that's basically a brief introduction to the pillars, what these pillars are. And we have other directors over here who will be explaining to them in more detailed view in the upcoming period. So I'll next briefly introduce you to our directors, the directors of Mora Esports. If you move on to the next slide. So Chancellor spoke to you. So Chancellor is our chairperson, and I'm Naveen, and I'm acting as a vice chairperson of our Mora Esports community. And for each pillar, we have directors. So if you move on to the esports and events pillar, we have three divisions, three subdivisions. We have the PC esports division, we have the mobile esports division, as well as the event management logistics division. So in the next slide, you can see that. So they will be the directors for that esports and events pillar as well. So if you move on with the presentation. So as mentioned earlier, these are directors of the esports and events pillar. So these guys will be handling all the aspects regarding, they'll be heading the division, rather the esports and events pillar. So next thing, if we move on to the creative pillar, we have two directors for creative pillar as well. We have director of creative designing and director of creative content creation. So these are the directors responsible of the creative pillar as well. So if you move on, we have the PR and production pillar. We have Tisaru Pereira, the director of public relations, and we have Pushpita, who is the director of production. So the last pillar will be the finance and administration pillar. We have three directors for each of the subdivisions that we have in this pillar as well. So that's basically a brief introduction, a brief introduction about Mora Esports, as well as I just give you a historical milestones and what we have achieved. And I wanted to introduce you to the concepts of the pillars that we have in our community, because we want you guys to join these pillars and contribute yourself and learn out of them as well. If you guys are interested in doing particular stuff, organizing events with us, and if you are interested in designing flyers and all those kind of, if you are interested in editorial work, you can definitely join our pillars and help us to organize upcoming events in this community. So once again, I'm really happy to see a bunch of undergraduates who are enthusiastic in gaming who have joined our community. Wish you all the very best in our community, and hope you all will participate in the upcoming events which is organized by the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen, for giving a nice history and structure of our community to our newbies. But now I think it's time to talk about the special events and tasks that each pillar of our community holds. So to recap, we have four pillars: the PC division, the mobile division, creative pillar, and the PR and production pillar. So to give our newbies an idea of what happens in the pillars properly, it's time to invite the directors of the respective pillars. So why don't we start off with the mobile division? To do that, with Belihinda, also known as Zentex. Over to you.
Thank you, Trinity. Hi guys, hope you guys doing well. As Naveen said, talking about esports and event pillar. As Naveen said, this pillar will consist of the main responsibilities of organizing and planning events for respective games and upholding the quality of the tournaments, arranges necessary logistics of events, and managing esports team to represent UAL. So talking about the esport pillar, there are in the mobile division, there are two sub pillars, which are this PUBG Mobile and the COD Mobile. And if we move on to the next slide, in our team in PUBG Mobile, there are there is a pillar head and a assistant pillar head, and also in COD Mobile there is a pillar head and an assistant pillar head. Then moving on to the next slide, which we will be talking about the events that was organized by the Mora Esports community. Talking about the first event, the Winseer. This was a special event because this Winseer PUBG weekend was the maiden event organized by the Mora Esports community. This was the first PUBG mobile event organized exclusive for University of Mora Esports. And this event took place as a two-day event on 16th and 17th January 2021. Yeah, it consisted of a 4v4 team deathmatch knockout tournament and a melee only solo battle royal event. talking about the statistics of the tournament, this event had a total of 114 registrants across all levels in the university. Then 18 teams participated in the TDM tournament, while 38 contestants battled in the solo battleground. Then talking about the in this year, the Vincia season 2 will be held, I think, in the next month, and this this will be this event will be special because this event will be open for also the Colombo esports community, and the SIG gaming community also will be invited for this tournament. Talking about the next event, which we held in the past year 2021, AC season 1. AC season 1, the codename weekend, was the third event organized by the Mora Esports community. And this was the first COD mobile event organized exclusive for University of Mora Esports enthusiasts. Then this event took place as a one-day event on the 27th of March 2021. And it was a 5v5 search and destroy tournament knockout. Then talking about the statistics of this tournament, the event had a total of 25 registration across all levels in the university, and the 6 teams participated in the tournament. Then moving on to the next event, which held in this year. This tournament were also a special tournament, which was a turning point for our Mora Esports community, which is AC season 2. This is our very first event in this year, and our very first event with collaborating with 2 other universities, which are Colombo University and the SLIT. And this is also a annual event for CODEM. And talking about the statistics, this event had total participant 65 participants, and 12 teams were participated in this tournament. There were altogether 17 matches in this tournament. Then talking about the next event. Next event is Youngblood. Youngblood is also a special event, which is for the newly recruited batch for Mora Esports community, for freshers, for all of you guys, which will be held on the first week of September. So I hope you guys join in the Youngblood tournament as well. Talking about the Youngblood tournament, which was held in 2021, there were mainly 4 games. PUBG M, which was a TDM 4v4 double elimination tournament, and the CODEM, which was a 5v5 SND double elimination tournament, and the and Valorant, which was a 5v5 double elimination tournament, and COD 4, which was a COD 4 promote 5v5 SND double elimination tournament. Then the Youngblood season 2 will be held in this year. I hope you guys join in the event as well. Moving on to the next point, we are not only doing these 2 games as in the mobile division, not only PUBG and COD Mobile. There are many other mobile games as well, which hosted in Inter-University Esports Championship, which are Clash Royale, Mobile Legends, Real Cricket, Free Fire, like those. These event will be added in the future to the esports and pillar mobile division pillar as sub pillars. These games will be added considering the registration participation registration in in these games as well. So for the, in this esports and event player, for those who are passionate in those platforms, you have the chance to represent the university as well by competing in the inter-university championship. And we are giving you the opportunity to those who love to learn and experience all of how all of these tournaments are organized. In this procedure, there are organizing committee in an event, and anyone can join to these organizing committees, and they can perform in those organizing process, and we will be recruiting recruiting members to our pillar, which are PUBG pillar and Codem pillar. By considering the performance, they will be performing in those organizing procedures. Then also you also get a chance to chair those events, which will be organized by the Mora Esports community. Then they by step, you can come from the organizing committee and go to the next level and become a chair. Then you will be recruited to the member as a pillar member. Then you will be get to the next level as a pillar head or assistant head. Then you can reach the highest level as the director board. So those are the opportunities which we will be provided by this esports and events pillar. So those who can willing to have fun, you can join in all of these events. Then those who are passionate to work in the organizing procedure, you can also join for the organizing committees, and those who are willing to compete in inter-university level, you can also join for the inter-university esports championships. We will be providing all of the support from this pillar. So those are the things from my end. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys joining in the in future events as well. Thank you. Over to you, Tinit. Over to you, Hiruna.
Yeah, thank you, Vidit. So, first of all, good evening, everyone, and I warmly welcome all of you guys, and really happy to see you guys turning up in such numbers today. So, since the time is really limited, I'll get straight to the point. So, about the PC Esports division, this is the heart of PC Esports arena in the Mora Esports community. So, here we manage everything from the scratch to build the standards for PC esports in the Mora Esports community. So for now, we have two main sub-pillars for Valorant and Apex Legends. So we have separate pillar heads and assistant pillar heads for both those sub-pillars. Can we move on to the next slide? So as you can see in the screen, see on the screen, we have separate pillar heads and assistant pillar heads for both the sub pillars, and also we have separate teams for both these pillars as well. So their hard work and passion is the secret of the all success we have achieved in such a short period of time. So if you are passionate in PC esports, so our pillar offers you all the opportunities to thrive on your favorite arena while having fun. So if you are passionate in improving and showing off your skills, I'll tell you briefly about the events we bring you. So Imperium was our first ever PC esports tournament hosted for Mora gamers, which was a COD 4 event. And also there are two main annual events for the main games in Mora's PC Sports Division, which are Ignis and Branthium, which are organized for Valorant and Apex Legends respectively. So the Ignis Season 2 is the most recent event we have organized, and it was in collaboration with Columbia Esports and Street Gaming Community as invited universities. So this was the event with the highest participation count for a single game. So as you can see on the screen, we had about 142 participants, which did make a huge turning point in PC esports in Mora Esports community. So if you follow the Facebook links in the Discord chat, I hope they're in the Discord chat. So if you follow them, you can find the live streams in our official Facebook page. So I strongly suggest you guys to watch them in your free time to get a sense of that amazing experience. So if I go for Apex Legends, Branthium is the first and only tournament we have organized so far. So it was hosted with 9 teams with around 30 participants last year. So also Branthium Season 2 is also coming around the corner in next couple of months. So make sure to join with us in this year as well. So and also there's a special tournament called Invictus, which is where all the enthusiastic Mora gamers come together to show off their skills and find out the best of our community within a season. So here we host multiple parallel tournaments for all the games across all the main platforms. So last year we had more than 250 participants coming together for all the games from all the levels in the university. So literally, this is where the champions are crowned. So that's it about the events from the PC Sports Division. But I know that there are people out there who are interested in other PC platforms as well. For those peeps, I should say, don't get demotivated, because this is a growing community which scales each day. We are hoping to establish new pillars for upcoming PC esports titles in the future as well. So apart from that, we also focus on other games such as Rainbow Six Siege, Dota 2, Warzone, Call of Duty 4, Rocket League, League of Legends in the Inter-University Championship organized by Gamer.lk each year. So last year, we were able to gather up our enthusiastic Mora gamers for all these platforms to compete in the highest level of university-based esport tournaments in Sri Lanka. So cheers for those players, and they were able to perform really well and achieve quite a lot of milestones, and finally ended up winning the whole championship. So those who are interested in other PC gaming platforms, this chance is for you guys to represent our university in the Inter-University Esports Championship. So finally, all these things are about competing and having fun, which we love to do 24/7 and 365. So, but if you are interested in learning how these things are handled and organized behind the screens, PC Sports Pillar is waiting for you guys with open arms. So any of you guys can join the respective organizing committees for these events. And if you perform well there, you can also join the respective sub-pillars in the PC Sports Division as well. And also, if you think that you can contribute more to build the brand for the university-based esports in Sri Lanka as Mora Esports community, you can also go for higher levels such as pillar heads, assistant pillar heads, and even the director board as well, if you think that you have the potential that it takes. So at the end, guys, it's all about believing the gamer in you. So with all these things said and done for the PC Esports Division, let's rewind our history for a bit. So, guys, this is your invitation to join the PC Esports division, to join the esports and event pillar, to build the brand for the Sri Lankan university-based esports. So, with those things said, I would hand over the session to my fellow director of content creation, Dinul Senadira, to continue the session. Dinul.
I'm Dylan Senadira, aka Choxic. I'm the director of content creation of Mora Esports community. I'm the director in charge of the creative designing pillar of Mora Esports community. So in creative designing pillar, what we do is we create flyers and the other graphics content and videos and motion content and captions and editorial content, which is used for promoting our events and various other activities. So that's what we do. What we do is we are the creators, like we are the designers of this community. Now we have three sub pillars: graphic design pillar, editorial pillar, and motion pillar. And we have pillar heads and assistant pillar head for each of these sub pillars. Now I'm going to keep this presentation little bit short, and I'm not going to bore you guys with a boring presentation. I have created a small video for you guys. I think by watching it, you will get a better understanding of how this what creative pillar does and how it contributes to Mora Sports community. Hope you guys will watch it. Now I'm not kidding with that hashtag. I mean, literally, මේක තමයි ඇත්තම කියන ආතම පිළ. අය කතා දෙයක් නැහැ. Again, if you are creative, I mean, this is the pillar for you guys. I mean, you can like you can do whatever you want. I mean, there's no limits. Like just only like so little guidelines. You can do what your heart desires. I mean, if you are creative, you can join with this pillar, and I mean, you can go really far with this. I hope you guys got some idea about creative pillar. Now I'm going to hand over this presentation to Tisaru from the PR pillar. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tisaru Pereira, Director of the Public Relations sub-pillar. Mostly in the community, we call it PR pillar. And these are our pillar heads. Not that right. These are our pillar heads and assistants. Also, we have a pillar team to work together with us. And we have PR chains for communications with all the badges in the university. Our pillar refers to the strategic communication from Mora Esports community to the public. Also, to maintain and cultivate public image and respond to public discourse is our responsibility. Our community was built in a time of a pandemic, so most of the PR stuff is limited to online relations. In future, we are hoping to organize LAN tournaments, and it's yet to experience for us too. By the way, in Mora Esports, there are so many events, tournaments, and so much stuff going on. And in those, we have to promote and market these. To that, we publish flyer series and videos
which we get from creative pillar. Also, when a stream is going on, we got to work with our fellow production pillar guys. Basically, all the communication is happening from our pillar. Since our medias are online, our community outputs to the public is released from social medias. We handle official Mora Esports community Facebook page, official YouTube channel, official Instagram account and TikTok account, all the official WhatsApp groups and Discord server. Also, we are hoping to launch our official website too, and it's yet a work in progress. So 21 batchmates, we will really appreciate your support to our social media platforms. Like us, follow us, share us, watch our live streams and enjoy. Give your feedbacks as well to improve ourselves. You are the future of this community, and our community's growth, improvement is really depending on you. So finally, you can contact us from any social media if you have any issues. If you want any further information, you can contact us. And okay, cheers. If you want to contact us and join our pillar, you can contact us from there. Hope to work with you all in future. Now, our production pillar director Pushpita will address you.
Hello guys, I'm Pushpita. My gaming name is Prog. So you already know we host a lot of tournaments in Mora Esports Club. So our job is to produce the stage for everyone out there. Our main objective is to put the spotlight on best players and outside community, and to be able to them to enjoy and engage in our events. So far we have been streaming semi-finals and grand finals of our recent tournaments. They're the most exciting games because the tournament life on the line for them. And we have been really, as the other pillars, we have been really improving a lot. So just sharing the games on our first tournaments, and now we have fancy graphics and videos and sponsored content in our recent streams as well. So make this happen, we have 3 main roles in our pillar: the production team, the streamers, and casters. The production team basically lays out the whole plan and the stream timelines and collaborate with other teams to plan out the stream. They, for example, like they plan the graphical content and get the support of a creative pillar before the streams and get them ready. Then the streamers will come in the day and they control everything you see on stream. It's one of the toughest job in a Mora Esports Club because they have to do it in real time. Then the casters, they add a lot of value to the stream. They talk over what's happening on the stream. So ඔගොල්ලෝ ළඟ ඉන්නවනම් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් ගහන්න බැරි යාළුවෝ ඒගොල්ලන්ට හොඳ ජොබ් එකක් කාස්ට් කෙනෙක් වෙන ඉන්නේ. So I'm just joking. It's like if you are into it, you can really enjoy it. So yeah, then there are other things we do as the production pillar, like managing the Discord server. I just talked over the surface of it. There are a lot of things you can learn. Like it's rewarding as well to be a collaborator and be a part of such an awesome club. So I hope some of you guys join the production pillar as well. Then I'll give it over to Dineth to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Prog. So well, boys and girls. So yes, you heard the rest of the pillars were having a bit fun with creativity, organizing events, production and stuff. So someone has to do the serious work, right? So what happens in this pillar is in the name itself, finance and administration pillar. So in this pillar, we handle the official stuff. This pillar is divided into 3 sub-pillars. So they are the administration and secretarial pillar, finance pillar, and then the human resources pillar. So the finance sub-pillar handles the financial matters of the community, where they will be looking into the financial accounts of the club, managing finances and funds. And the administration and secretarial sub-pillar handles the club's official documents and the meetings, and of course we'll be looking into operations and administrations of the entire hierarchy. So last but not least, the human resources sub-pillar will be looking into the members matters, the growth, and everything of the members side. So basically this pillar will be the brains and the heart of the operation. And currently we have a wonderful team in this pillar. So as you can see in the screen, we currently have 3 assistants pillar heads for each sub pillar. So guys and gals, this will be like the white collar job of Mora Esports. So if you feel you are suited here and you want to join the best and the smartest pillar, not the Athalma pillar, the smartest pillar, this invitation is for you guys. You will be able to see how the official and professional matters are handled, and definitely the experience will help you in your careers and professionalize as well. So finally, I'm not supposed to say this. So basically, මේක අයිසක් ගහගෙන ෂේප් එකේ සීසනලි වැඩක් කරගෙන ආතල් එකේ ඉන්න පුළුවන්. ආතල්ම පිළ එක නෙමෙයි, ස්මාර්ටස්ම පිළ එක. So that's about the pillars of Mora Esports community. So what do you think?
Thank you, Vidit, Hiruna, Dinul, Tisaru, Pushpita, and Dinit for giving our newbies an in-depth idea of our community works. I hope all our newbies understood the inner workings of MEC, and I wish that you will also be a part of that one day. All right, let's move on. For all the girls who have joined us here today, I think you all have heard of that classic norm that girls can't play video games. Well, to shatter that myth to pieces, I'm going to describe our next guest speaker. She's from our very own university, the 16th batch to be precise. She graduated from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and is now currently working at WSO2. She is a silver medalist in the Inter-University Esports Championship 2021, and she has the most achievements when it comes to Sri Lankan female esports players. Kauni Kavishka, also known as Pikachu, you are no stranger to us gamers. Over to you.
Hello guys, I hope you guys can hear me well. Don't think of this as a speech. Let's have a friendly discussion. If you have any concerns, you can let me know. I can answer you guys at the end of this. And okay, I think Tiniti gave you a brief introduction about myself. So if you are in the gaming scene or in the Valorant scene, you might know me. Yeah, so in the gaming world, I'm known as Pikachu. Currently, I am streaming. I am an esports athlete in the gaming scene. So I'll tell you a bit about how I got into the esports scene. So because it might be helpful for you guys. So I was playing games since I was a kid, and in 2016 I got into the university, but I didn't join any competitive gaming. I joined competitive gaming 2 years later, because actually at the time we didn't have any role models in the university. Anyone that is playing tournaments and achieving a lot, any motivation from the university. But so I was late. I was 2 years late, but you guys are at the right path at the right time. So we are there for you guys to help out. So during this time from that to then, I have participated in so many tournaments, female and unisex tournaments. I have more than 20 achievements in about 8 games, PC, mobile, console, whatever it is. I have excelled in several games. So even though I'm a female esports player, I mainly focus on PC FPS games. So it's rare for female players in that platform. So, but I have beaten male players as well. I'm not putting them down, but as a female player, I'm telling you, there is no restriction whether it's a girl or boy. So it is equal. Both of you guys can play. So if I can do that, you guys can easily do it. I can say it's easy for you guys to do. We think not the best thing I wanted to tell you guys is it's not only academics. So you guys have already proved that you are good in academics. You passed your A levels. It was the huge competition, right? So everybody here is good in the academics, right? That's why you're here. But now it's your time to show that you got it all. You have the leadership skills. You have your academics. You have your other skills as well. You have your social skills. You have your team player skills, right? You can show it everything. You can in the university life, you have so many areas that you can participate, so many experience that you can get that you have never experienced during your school ages, right? So just what you have to do is make it the full package. Just shine bright, be unique, do whatever others didn't do, achieve more. So during the university period, I was appointed as a batch representative as well from the CSE department. I was socializing a lot with people. I was into esports. I was going to so many tournaments, participating, winning, but I wasn't the brightest because I wasn't into academics. I wasn't only into the academics. I was a moderate student, I can say, with I had average. So even though I wasn't the brightest of the department, I can say where I am very proud to say I am in one of the reputed companies, like most even brighter students couldn't get in there. So what everything I did had an effect on it. So I want to say just not only focus on your studies and all, get into everything else because you have already gained a lot up to now. So talking about the Mora Esports community, this is very special to me because I was into esports and I was playing tournaments before Mora Esports community. I was like a solo player. When I went to inter-university tournaments, it was just me representing my university. So I was achieving some places, but I was never able to represent the university and get it to the top because there weren't enough players from our university. I didn't even have a team to play. So after Mora Esports community was there, last year I got a team, good teammates, and we had so many teams. Like if you look at the events that we had organized through the years, the number of teams that we had participated, it is like a miracle to me looking at it. Like, oh my God, because when I was playing in the beginning, there weren't anybody, like there weren't much competition or whatever. But with Mora Esports community, we have a whole huge organizing committee here, huge support given to the esports, our athletes. And the best thing that I'm really proud about, last year with the Mora Esports community, we were able to win the inter-university championship for our university. I was a part of it and I am really proud to say it. And like that was all because of the Mora Esports community. So now with the MEC, you have all the support, right? You have all the support to go through this. If you have any support or anything related to esports or whatever it is, MEC is there for you guys. So what I can say is if you are here right now listening to us, you are on the right path. Just take it. You have so many opportunities here, so many positions, pillars, or whatever it is in the esports direction. You are on the right place. So grow yourself, shine bright, guys. And also, if you have any concerns, any help you guys need, just put me a Discord message. I will always be there for you guys in the sense of esports or whatever in my field as well. Whatever it is, I'm always there. I would love to help everybody. So good luck, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavishka, for joining us today. I think you inspired our newbies, including me. So thank you again. Okay, So next up, we have our last guest speaker. He is also from our university, 17th batch. He graduated from the Department of Integrated Designs and is now currently working at Dialogue Axiata. He is an Overwatch champion in 2017 and 2018 at SLCG and Overwatch champion in 2017 SLT Esports. That's pretty cool. He is none other than Sampath Vidushan, also known as Ahinsaka Kolla. To give an idea of the impact that Mora Esports has on the university esports, Sampath, the stage is yours.
Hi guys, hope I'm audible. So I'm gonna start my speech with a little bit of history. So I started my gaming life in grade 5 when my mom bought me a second-hand computer. And I really got into esports in grade 11. So my first game was Call of Duty 4. And I then moved on to different games. So since then I have participated in a number of tournaments and some I have won and some I have lost. I got selected to University of Mora Tour in 2017. And when I first got selected, there was a ton of emotions going through my mind. And buried behind those emotions, there was a little bit of hope. Finally, I can play for inter-university tournaments. So me and some friends, we formed our first team to play the 2017 inter-university tournament. So we formed 2 teams, one for Overwatch and one for Call of Duty. And what happened was the opposite team wiped the floor with us. So this planted a bit of stigma in my mind. So I had an impression on government universities. I thought government universities will never win a national tournament, such as inter-university esport tournament. So at least in my mind. So this was same for 2018 and 2019 inter-university sports as well. So how I got introduced to the Mora Esports community was in 2020. I participated in the first tournament which they organized, and it was a good first impression, and it was a well-organized tournament. So I think what changed my mind about government universities and national tournaments was the 2021 inter-university tournament. So what happened was, I saw the post from Gamer.lk for the inter-university tournament. And also Vigil contacted me saying that they are going to organize the teams who are going to play in the inter-university 2021. And he asked if I would like to play. So I said yes. And at that point, I never thought that Mora Tour University will be as good as of a university as other universities, especially the private universities. So the reason behind that was, at least in my mind, was for private universities, the most of the players already has been playing the games they have been playing before the uni, and they were well versed in the games that they played, and they were also friends outside the university. So the organizing part, the teaming up part, they have narrowed down and nailed down. The only thing they had to do is practice. In our case, for government universities, most of the players are new. Because in my mind, I thought if you are a gamer and you play games before coming to the university, most probably you will not get selected for a government university. That was my impression. So anyways, at that point, I never thought we are going to win. So, but I saw how dedicated and competent and passionate the Mora Esports team community was, the organizing committee. මම ඇත්තටම දැක්කා කොහොමද විජිල්ලා ටීම් එක කොයි විදිහටද සපෝට් කරේ ටීම් එකට රැතිස්සේ හරගෙන ටීම්ස් වල මැචස් රෙකෝඩ් කරපු හැටි, ඒගොල්ලෝ දින්නම පෝස්ට් එකක් දාපු හැටි, පෙරදුනත් ඒකට පෝස්ට් එකක් දාපු හැටි, ඊට පස්සේ මොඩරේටර් ටීම් එකකට අසාධාරණයක් වුණාම ඒ වෙනින් කතා කරපු හැටි කොහොමද ඒ වෙනින් ෆයිට් කරේ කොහොමද ඒ වෙනින් ඕගනයිසින් ටීම් එකත් එක්ක ෆයිට් කරේ game.lk එකේ මම ඇත්තටම හිතුවේ නෑ කවදාවත් ඒ කියන්නේ මේ තරම් පැෂනට් විදිහට මේ තරම් කම්පිටන්ට් මේ තරම් ඩෙඩිකේටඩ් විදිහට ඉන්න ටීම් එකක් ඉඳී කියලා e-sport community එකක් විදිහට government university එකක් ඇතුළේ so as a result of their sleepless and continuous support we emerged as a victorious university. I never thought I would see a day where government uni will be at the top of the leaderboard of a national tournament. So I think we got 3 gold medals and 2 silver medals, as I remember. So that place are on the top of the leaderboard, beating NIBM, I think. So, and that was the thing I realized at the end of the road. So all these skilled, talented players was already among us. And they just needed a little bit of guidance and support. And it was never about the skill. It was always about organizing a good community and giving the support and help they needed. And Mora Esports Uni just did that. So, and that is the core of this community. So I hope everyone who is coming to this community as a new member and who is already in this community will continue this dedicated, hardworking and passionate work towards gamers and the community, and we'll continue this great work and make our community much, much better in the future. Thank you, guys.
All right, seems like everyone got a clear idea about everything because no questions apparently. So therefore we can get this party started. Now, let's focus on the fun events we talked about. I know a lot of you guys got registered to the games we planned this evening. So why don't we get to that? All of you can witness the games and matches right here on Discord. So first up, we have planned for you an exhilarating match in Valorant. I hope our players are ready. Over to you guys and good luck.